Hello everyone, this is Pico and we're back again, and here now we have another video for you, and this will be a review of the second trailer for The Suicide Squad or Suicide Squad 2, whichever film you want to call it. This is of course the sequel or soft reboot to the first film in 2016, which despite lukewarm reception was a major success at the box office, grossing nearly 750 million worldwide at the box office. The Suicide Squad of course centered around the plot of the most notorious supervillains being recruited for dangerous missions around the world. Now, The Suicide Squad 2 is due for release on July the 30th in international markets and later on August the 6th, 2021 in American markets, and it will have that simultaneous release in both theatres and the HBO Max streaming platform. Now, I already did a review of the first trailer and you can check that out, and I will leave the link for it within the description and also at the end title card of this video. So straight into it then, and I think overall this second trailer was very similar in tone to the first one, clearly embracing the outlandish, brash, over the top, large scale comic book adventure that we saw very much from the first film. Perhaps even more so, this sequel looks like it's going to amplify things even more in terms of the effects and the action and just the craziness overall. So depending on where you are in terms of your feelings towards the first film, you may feel it's an improvement, or maybe you may feel it's much more of a cause of concern. And this trailer overall had even more energy, more bombast, bigger on the action sequences, perhaps some better in terms of the overall way that it was put together. Overall, I'll probably have it on par with the first trailer. We did get some hints towards the story and the plot this time round, and even some faint links to the DC EU. So we go over the trailer itself, and we see some clips seen from the first trailer with those slow motion shots of the team members getting together and being assembled. The more revealing parts come in the first couple of scenes where we have Idris Elba's Robert Dubois, or Bloodsport, in prison for incapacitating Superman into the ICU with a kryptonite bullet. And just a personal preference, of course, I hate the fact that Superman is once again being shown to be weak and defeated, but that's just the ongoing disrespect that Warner Brothers has for the character. But I will move on from that particular point of view. So we see here Amanda Waller, she wants to recruit Bloodsport for the mission, and we get an intense confrontation between the two where we see Bloodsport holding a knife to Amanda Waller's throat. This is because Amanda Waller is using Bloodsport's daughter as leverage. It's hinted that she has a certain court date, so the general assumption is that unless Bloodsport helps them out on the mission, then she will not get released early, or she'll get a longer sentence. We presume that will be the case. That's the leverage tactic that Waller uses to end up recruiting Bloodsport. We do get some more crazy banter and camaraderie between the team on the scene on the plane here, where they've apprehended or captured this mongrel, or I don't even know how to put it, this mongrel type of character that we saw in the first trailer. So obviously this kind of crazy dynamic between the team will run right throughout the film, and that will be key into how enjoyable and entertaining I think the film will be overall. Now, the second most revealing part was that we learned the team's mission, and that is essentially to destroy and eliminate all trace of Project Starfish. Now, if you look at the scenes from the first trailer and this trailer as well, if you know your comics, this very much alludes to the main villain, Starro the Conqueror, who was the first ever villain of the Justice League way back on the first issue of the comic book series. And we get some good looking shots of Starro here. They've very much increased the size, so we see here early on where he's flinging King Shark into the building, and of course we get a repetition of the scenes that we saw from the first trailer where we see the team running very much from Starro's tentacles. And I think overall Starro looks very good. It's a very good rendering of the CGI character that we see on here, so that will be the main threat overall, we assume, from the film that we get to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a secondary villain that will be revealed later on within the movie, but again, they're keeping very much on the fact that they have to take on Starro, so that's fine. We get lots of crazy shots again of the team jumping and running, lots of big explosions and lots of vibrant colours and energy, so that's to be expected. It's very much following the same tone as I mentioned before from the first film. So again, this is not going to be a thought-provoking, very in-depth comic book film. This is very much going to be leave your brain at the door and just go in and enjoy all of the explosions and the carnage, and hopefully some bright personalities within the team members. So looking at it overall, it gave me the same feelings and vibes of the first film. So there wasn't too much more revealing apart from the parts that I mentioned before. But still, overall, I think in terms of my overall anticipation from this movie, I think, as I mentioned before, it's not going to be anything spectacular. I don't think it's going to be a stellar entry within the DCU. Well, there isn't any stellar entries, to be honest. But yeah, I just think it's just going to be one of those where you just check your brain at the door and just go back, eat your popcorn and enjoy it for what it is, really. And there really isn't too much more that we can say in terms of this trailer overall, in terms of what the first trailer gave us as well. So overall, just a bright and breezy, spectacular, bombastic second trailer, very much so that what we got from the first trailer, keeping in tone from what we've seen from the previous first film as well. So those are my overall thoughts and feelings and quick review of the second trailer for the Suicide Squad. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it was better than the first trailer? Are you more enthusiastic for this movie than you were the first film? Do you think that James Gunn directing can be a major improvement? Of course, he directed the first two Guardians of the Galaxy films, so do you think that is a major sign that we'll get far more better chemistry and dynamic between the characters involved? Which characters do you feel will survive the film? Which ones do you think will be killed off? And how early do you think we will see some certain deaths in the film overall? Please also hit those subscription and like and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, stay at safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.